That's a bit of a strange idea, but I thought it might work. We've already had the shortest day, longest night, whatever you want to call it, and the days will now start to gradually lengthen. And as they lengthen, the winter sun will get higher in the sky, so the hoopos out here will eventually be getting more sunlight during the day. This is where I have the pots of tulips sunk into this bed. And what I've just put over it in that area is a little thing I call a pop-up greenhouse. I think I bought it in England a few years ago. I had it mailed over from England a few years ago. Works fairly well, except outside here the wind takes it. It has a few tent pegs that'll hold it down, but shouldn't have to worry about the wind in here. It's not quite shaped correctly right now because the plastic is so cold that the wire frame won't pop out the whole way, but I just plan to leave it over the area where the tulips are, and as the greenhouse itself gets warmer, it should get even warmer inside of a double greenhouse. That's the theory. We'll see if I can get those tulips to bloom sometime in March, maybe. Well, it's January 26th, another beautiful, clear, sunny day, and as you can see, we have no snow on the ground. It's -5. Since the winter solstice in December, the sun is almost 7 degrees higher in the sky, and that is having a bit of an effect in the hoopos. It's far from balmy in there, but it wasn't getting much sun earlier in the winter because of the trees that surround it. But now the sun is high enough in the sky that in the morning it gets a fair amount of sun. So -5 and windy, so the wind chill makes it quite cold outside. I'm just going in to check and see what the thermometer in here reads. Oh, it feels much warmer anyway as soon as I step in. Sorry about the bouncing around here. Okay. -5, and currently in here it's reading about -1, I guess, a little better than -1. So that's 4 or 5 degrees warmer with the sun shining right on. This has been over in the shade. With the sun shining right on it, it's certainly warmer than that. It feels nice in here with the sun. But up at the house, my thermometer says the coldest we've had it, digital thermometer that keeps recording the mini max temperatures, says the coldest we've had it this winter is -17. That same thermometer says only -11 in here, so I don't know. Discrepancy, I think, between the two thermometers, too. But anyway, the kale has sort of drooped a little bit, but it still looks so green and fresh. I almost think it'll pick back up. Nothing else is up in here yet. I keep checking, hoping that over there I'll have garlic, but no sign of the garlic yet. And under this, I guess I've shown you in a previous clip here, under this pop-up greenhouse are my potted tulips. And the last time I checked, there was nothing up there yet either. I'll have a little look here, but I don't think there's anything any different since the last time. No. Soil does seem to be swelling there in the middle, so there may be things starting to come up. At any rate, according to the forecast, we're going to have snow tomorrow, but only a small amount again, followed by rain. So I suspect this is Thursday, I suspect by Saturday we'll be back to almost bare ground again. It's been an exceptional winter. I haven't had to have my driveway cleared of snow yet this winter, and we're almost at the end of January. That is most unusual for here, but we'll take it. More later. Well, good morning, everybody. January 29th. As you can see, we've had some snow, finally. Might look very white, but there really isn't that much snow on the ground, possibly 3 inches or so. I did have to have my driveway cleared for the first time this winter. That's one of my 4 crows in here in the back. I have 4 ravens or crows that I feed every winter. Anyway, I'm on the way out to the hoopos to plant something. I'll show you what I'm talking about when I get inside. It's just an experiment to see whether it'll work this spring or not. So when I left the house it was 1 degree. When I get out here in the hoop house, the temperature here is about 5 degrees. This soil is still basically frozen. But what I'm doing is scratching out. I've already scratched out 3 short rows. Well, I guess the beds are 4 feet wide, so the rows are roughly 2 feet. And I'm going to seed in 2 varieties of onion, a red onion, a white onion, and 1 variety of leeks. And my idea is that when the soil eventually gets warm enough for germination, that these will germinate and start to grow. And as they get big enough, I will take them out of here and transplant them elsewhere. Check, see what that is I'm putting in there first, I guess. It's the red onion. I hit it in the right row even. Anyway, I won't force you to watch me do all of this, but I'm just going to seed in relatively thickly in these rows. And when they come up, if they come up, I will let them grow on until they're large enough that I can thin them out and plant them outside, or maybe even leave some of them in the hoop house. I'm doing this mainly because other alliums like chives or whatever, if they go to seed, they make it through our winter and come up quite nicely in the spring in places where you don't want them. So I'm thinking that this may work. It may work or it may not work. It doesn't make much difference. It's just some leftover seed from other years. The ground is so solid I can't even put the markers in. I'm laying the marker on top of the soil. But that's what I'm up to anyway, and we'll see what happens in a few weeks' time. It's about 11 a.m. on February 7th. It's still not exactly hot in my hoop house, but it's getting close to that kind of weather that I talked about hoping to experience, where I come out here with my cup of tea in the wintertime. It is about 2 degrees outside, and in the hoop house it's 9 degrees, and the sun shining directly on me here feels wonderful. And none of the things that I'm waiting for to come up, my garlic over here hasn't shown yet, and the tulip bulbs up front underneath of that little pop-up greenhouse, there's no sign of them yet. But now that the sun is getting higher in the sky, the hoop house gets sun for a much longer period during the day on the sort of like a southern side of it here. So I think things are going to start to move in here. Time will tell. There is the kale, still looking very green, but as you can see it has sort of drooped down. I still have a feeling that it's alive, and as the weather warms up that it might start to grow again, but time will tell. Anyway, this is my little February 7th update. Well, it's February 26th, about -3 outside, and high wind, as you might be able to hear and see, shaking the hoop house here a bit. What I'm out here checking on, it is about 6 degrees in here, so it's about 9 degrees difference with the sun shining in here. Still not hot by any means, but that makes the soil thaw up. And that far bed over there, where I planted the garlic, I counted yesterday, I think I've seen 8 of them that are up so far. I won't bother taking you over and showing them. It's just little green things sticking through the soil at this point. But I've had a problem with moisture in here, condensation, and of course that making the air very humid ever since I built the thing. All winter the skin in here has been covered with frost from the condensation. I bought a box fan, just a cheap thing, less than $20, 20-inch square, and I have it running as fast as it will run, aimed at this vent, which is always open, but if I go outside I can feel where it's pushing air out of here. And up at the other end I have got the glass up a foot or so on the screen door. Really seems to be working. Today's the first day since I've had it going that I've been able to test to see whether or not it's actually working, because the air has been so humid outside. We've had rainy days, but a lot of the condensation is disappearing on the skin, and I think as warms up and the outside air temperature gets drier, air conditioning gets drier rather, I think this is hopefully going to solve my humidity problem in here, because high humidity can be a big problem with fungus and mold and blights and all that sort of thing. So I'm hoping that I have solved that issue. Nothing else is up and growing. I still don't have any sign of those tulips that are under that little greenhouse. They're not up yet, but a few more nice days like this, I think something will happen. And here, the kale plants. The lower leaves are still very droopy, but I think I can even see growth in the top leaves. They're certainly standing up much more erect, and everything is still looking nice and green. So I've got a feeling that perhaps the kale made it through the winter. Anyway, that's a little update for February 26th.